I mean, do you see that as like how often are you wrong? Is it something that's like a daily thing, and so you have to? Is this why you're so like where does your risk averseness come from?
I think it's from my background, just with the way I grew up. Grew up in Russia, Siberia, so things were tough. So now living in the States and living in a nice place, I'm fully fulfilled in terms of my needs. For a lot of other people, they constantly want more and more and more. For me, the appetite is actually connection. And people ask, why do I do this? And it's really the connection. I mean, yeah, I am wrong here and there. I don't say per day because I don't trade every day.
Hmm.
I think of trading, or the act of trading, is buying and selling. So if you think of investing or trading, the act of trading, it's just clicking a mouse. So I'm wrong quite a few times, but you get out when you're wrong. You got to admit to it and let things run when they are good. So just be patient and wait for the setups. But for my own risk appetite, I think it's just finding where is it that's enough for you in your life, and what are you going to do with it. So now I do the website because it helps me connect with other people, and that's for me. If anybody read The Love Language, that connection, people connection, it's very important. So I like connecting with my followers. I'm a words person, so I always try and write back to a lot of people.
Yeah, it's so crucial. I mean, it sounds like you have not only to have the knowledge and the skills and the wisdom, but you also have to have the right mindset. And so you're coming from a place of abundance where, you see, like you said, you have enough to survive and enough to be happy. So anything from this point on is gravy. And so, it gives you a different approach than somebody who's greedy. And you can really make a lot of, I feel like it gives you more success than it would the other way because this is exactly the way that most people don't think about. And it's kind of how I approached investing when I first started too, because I don't have like a background of being somebody who was always in Wall Street. I'm an engineer. I have mathematics is one of the things I'm strong with, but I never was into this whole Wall Street thing. So when I entered, I had kind of a different perspective on how to, you know, find success. And instead of always going for the big winners, I instead looked at, okay, how can I, like, just like you, be risk averse, and how can I minimize losses from bankruptcies or losing 50% on a correction? How can I keep myself away from that? And that's how, I formulated my value chart indicator and other things you see on my website. And circling that all back around, you talk about this mindset that you have. And I know in each video that you post at the very end, you have a quote about living abundantly. Can you describe to everybody who's not familiar what you mean with that?
Yeah, I actually just had a funny discussion about some of this stuff with my neighbor when we had dinner. But you have to do the things that make you happy in your life, but also bring you not just happiness, but in a sense of joy and pride, something that fulfills you, because you're spending. If you go into a job, if you go into a workplace and you're making toothpicks every single day, if that fulfills you, then by all means keep doing it because you feel good about yourself. But you need to be doing things that really make you happy and fulfilling. Otherwise, you'll just be living your life constantly depressed. And when I grew up, we didn't have a lot. I mean, the water well was a mile or two down the road, which means we didn't have plumbing. It was an outhouse. Lived in Siberia, very cold. And, when we moved here, it was like wide eyes, and you start seeing things in a whole different view. So anything beyond that, if you have a cell phone now, I mean, people complain about the Wi-Fi and the airplane isn't working well. It's the typical thing. So just look at yourself and surroundings. If you live in the United States, you're living probably above 10% of in the top 10% of the world. And if you're making over $100,000, you're probably in the top 2% of the world. So it's just a question of where you fulfilled. And if nothing's going to be enough, or you constantly want more, then you'll never reach it, and you'll never be kind of happy. You'll always be kind of a gruesome creature.
Yeah, there's a lot of wisdom with everything you just said right there. And, people can get so caught up in always wanting more and more and more. And if you don't stop and smell the roses and realize how much abundance you really have in your life. I mean, I heard this thing on a podcast the other day. I can't remember who it was, but they said it wonderfully. They said, if you're not grateful for what you have right now, what makes you think that you'll be grateful when you have more? I think it really speaks to what you were saying right now.
Right. And for me, one of my instructors always said that money doesn't, make you a better person. It only extends and shows more of the person that you are. So if you're a person that's a pain in the neck, somebody that needs a mental enema or a smack upside the head, then you're going to need a lot of lickings when you have a lot of money. On the other hand, if you're very giving, when you don't have much, or you're very helpful or thoughtful, then when you do have money, you'll be much more giving. You'll be much more thoughtful. You'll be even more of an extension of yourself. So I think of it as that's what money does, is it extends the type of person that you are. So if you're giving normally, you'll be even more so giving with more money.
Right. And you mentioned when we interviewed last time how you started out just giving away free videos, and you kind of entered the space just from a very giving mentality, and you're just giving, giving, giving. And that has kind of translated into a lot of the people who watch your videos were asking for courses and other resources to help them get a more in-depth knowledge on what you were teaching. So can you explain what that has transitioned into and what kind of things you offer for people out there?
Yeah, it's kind of funny. I just put up some courses and some videos online just for fun, just to YouTube, because I really didn't have much to do. I mean, I was still working some other sides of my business. I did a lot of consulting at the time for business because of the things that I studied, but I was still doing trading and so forth. So I was always doing the investment stuff, and me and my mom, that's how we get started. So after about a year of the YouTube videos being on there, which are the old ones with me and the white board and stuff like that, they started picking up and people loved them, and I got so many comments, and I said, hey, people are asking me these questions, so rather than having a bunch of questions, why don't I make some nice courses, some courses that aren't really available out there when I was around, so I decided to make some courses, some books. So that's kind of what it evolved into. So I wrote my 100 stock trading tips. It's a short book of 100 5-10 pages, but sells multiple copies every single day, and people love the book. It's a simple, easy read. That evolved also with my understanding the stock market course. It's just a basic course. A lot of the stuff actually on here, you could probably find yourself on my YouTube channel if you do the studying. But if you want to fast track, if you want to get it quickly, real fast, this one's an easy starter. And then, it continuously evolves to more of my stock trading foundation course, which has a lot of charts that go in detail of, custom drawn charts and everything. So they go bigger and bigger and bigger and more intense. And my last one actually here was 8 DVDs. So it's huge, day trading domination. So long courses. So it's really for the intense people. And that's how it evolved. Was the free videos on YouTube, and then I kind of stopped that for a couple months, and people just started commenting, and that's what it evolved to. So we'll see. Maybe one day we'll do seminars or get-togethers at the house, and we can all sit down and mastermind together. Who knows?
Yeah, that would be cool. I mean, it's exciting to see the transformation with these products you're creating and the videos that I see every week that you put up, and then just to see where it can go. It's really exciting, and I really enjoy following it, just watching it as it goes.
Thank you. Yeah,
where would be the best place if people are interested in that to go to check those out?
Yeah, you can go and look at Tradersfly.com. That has all the stock trading and investing courses that I currently have. The parent company that we have is actually, it's called Rise to Learn. So if you go to the rise2learn.com website, then it has all my courses, including 1 or 2 business courses as well. But if you're interested in trading, investing, go to the Tradersfly website, and that's the best place because I post a lot of things on there. Even some articles and things that aren't on YouTube. And if you get the newsletter, you'll even get some hidden videos videos for the recaps and promotional discounts and specials. So if you're on the newsletter list, you get those little bonuses.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely recommend people check that out. It's a lot of great stuff on there, a lot of value, and like you showed, I mean, you can get really deep into it, and there's a lot of cool things that can happen when you do that. So I really want to thank you for your time, Sasha. I mean, this was such a great interview. Definitely, we didn't have the same conversation twice, and I think that speaks to a lot of just how deep your knowledge is. And I really enjoyed both conversations we had. I'm gonna end this interview with the same question I ask all my guests, and that is, what is, we had so many different ideas and pieces of advice here that we shared today, but if you could just narrow it down to your number one best tip for a beginner, what would that be and why?
I'll use the same one as last time, and that's learn how to learn. When you learn how to learn, you'll learn quicker every single time. So just continue to learn, because the more you know now, the more you can use in the future. And it's just an exponential kind of growth. So, but if you learn how to learn, then you'll be able to learn quickly.
Mm. And this is coming from a guy who doesn't have to go to a 9 to 5 every day. So people pay attention, because I know, Sasha, you've been doing this for a long time. So uh, obviously it's working for you, and I think other people can make it work for themselves too.
All right, thank you. Yeah, you just have to stick with it. I mean, everything's a stepping stone in whatever you do, and life changes, so your path may change, and that's okay. So, you just keep working at it, and as things change, just evolve and be like water.
Great. Well, hey, Sasha, thanks again. I had a lot of fun, and hope to talk to you again soon.
Yeah, thank you.